It's 11 o'clock. I'm going to wait for 2 minutes to see if anybody shows up, and at any rate, we'll get started then. Okay, it's just a little after 11. I'm going to get started. My name is Sarah Armstrong. I'm a former Q board member, former East Bay Q board member, proud member of East Bay Q. Been a member of Q for many, many years. So I did have the pleasure of meeting LeRoy Finkel, who is the topic of our session today. Let me get started with my screen. Let's do it. Okay. Well, let's just get started then here. There we go, slideshow. Okay. So LeRoy's big idea. Let's talk about LeRoy's big idea. That's what we're talking about today, and it's one of the programs of Q that you can participate in and share some great ideas and get some funding for your projects. So LeRoy Finkel was one of the early founders of Q many, many years ago. He was a really interesting guy, great sense of humor, innovative, just very creative in his thinking, and very interested in deep teaching and learning projects and ideas that would address students where they are and take them to who knows where. So the idea is to create a project that would enable or honor that kind of thinking, that kind of creativity. So the big idea is an innovative, technology-enhanced curriculum project that is standards-aligned, replicable, and relevant. Let me say that again. Innovative, technology-enhanced curriculum project, standards-aligned, replicable, and relevant. One of the early winners of the LeRoy Finkel Fellowship was Jerome Berg, whom you may know from Google Lit Trips. So here was an idea. Google Maps, how can that be used effectively and in interesting ways in education? So Jerome's idea was to have students create places that you would go on the earth that would relate to the readings that were being done. Now, it's a huge thing and well done, well done. And people from all over the world, students from all over the world participate and share their ideas and learn from what other students have created around literature. Great idea, taking something that was in existence, thinking about how it could be applied on a larger screen. In 2019, Jesus Huerta was the honored as the LeRoy Finkel Fellow because of his idea of 3D printing and empathy. So here's an amazing project where Jesus said, okay, we've got 3D printers. What can we do with them? Well, we can make all kinds of things. And he teamed with a group that makes prosthetics for people who need them. And his students created the prosthetics totally on the model that was sent to them of the need of a particular person. Now, my understanding is Jesus didn't tell his students early on that they were actually designing something that would be used by an individual. So when that was revealed, it was a whole nother level of excitement and appreciation for the work and what they were able to do. Very exciting. Last year's winner is Lisa Chavez, third grade teacher, and the Hesperia History Project was her big idea, which was to allow students to understand places, landmarks, and places in their community while they were doing distance learning. So she and a local historian would go to the landmarks and be filmed as the historian told her about what was happening at that place or why it was a landmark, why it was important. And then she had the idea, wouldn't it be interesting to be able to have a top-down look at the landmark and the area? So she got some drones to help with those aerial views. And the students added their interviews, drawings, pictures, thoughts, ideas, made a book, and it's all available and ongoing and documents the history of Hesperia. So the eligibility requirements: you have to be a Q member, not hard to do. You have to be a part or full-time K-20 educator, which opens it up, and have a good big idea. Then you complete the written application, create a 60-second video knocking the socks off of the judges to share your idea. And you must be able to present at Spring Q, be one of the finalists, if you're one of the finalists, and agree to share your idea through the OnQ journal. So I've been a judge of the projects for many years, and it's really fascinating to see what people come up with. It's just wonderful. So here's the rubric that we use, and it's on a 4-point scale. And the way I can characterize it sort of easily is yes, yes, but, no, but, and no. So the lesson, first of all, has to be innovative, relevant, and replicable. So as it says, we're excited about new ideas and also new twists on old ideas. So adding literature to Google Maps, adding the idea of really addressing an individual person with a 3D product, or being able to have an aerial view of work that's being done on the ground to share history. The lesson idea is educationally impactful and inspires classroom or community or region or statewide folks, and the innovation can be taken to all those places. And then there's a budget. You're asked to fill out a budget that's complete, efficient, and scalable. So all three of those need to be highly scored for you to become a finalist. The finalist award is a $1,000 grant. Yes, you have to pay taxes on it. You also get free registration for Spring Q, in this case 2022 Spring Q. You'll be invited to be on stage in the finalists session where the judging takes place and the winner is revealed. You'll be included in the LeRoy Finkel finalist update, which is a column of OnQ. And there are 2 30-minute coaching sessions with a professional presentation coach to help you do the best presentation and convince the judges that you should be the winner. And just a note that you'll be asked to submit a final grant report at the completion of the project, whether you're a finalist or the winner, him or herself. The fellowship award is $2,000 grant, and you get guidance for 1 year with a professional mentor recommended by the Q board. You have an invitation to write a feature for OnQ, and you would be invited to be a judge in next year's round of finalists at the Spring Q session. Again, fellows must submit a final grant report at the completion of the project. Here are the details for the important details for now. Go to the website. Under Impact, you'll find LeRoy Finkel, or go directly to this webpage. Applications will be available December 6th. The application deadline is January 19th. And once again, the big idea is an innovative, technology-enhanced curriculum project that is standards aligned, replicable, and relevant. At this point, I would ask questions of the group. Let me think of a few that you might have. Some concerns that we've had as judges in the past are the creativity. It's got to be a really big idea. It needs to be something that knocks our socks off. And just think about the needs that you have in your classroom in terms of expanding how the students will understand the content, whatever it is. So we've had applications from K-12, all content areas, and there are some wonderful projects from any content area that you can think of. You really need to be detailed about what it is you're going to do and why. So maybe that's most important. It's not about the stuff. It's about how whatever you're asking for is going to really enhance the educational experience of students and beyond. As we've said, it needs to be replicable. So how far can you take, or can students take, the idea that you come up with? It's got to be something really interesting, innovative, creative, important, and expands to a wider audience and will have impact on students, teachers, community, as far as you can go. So my advice is to be really clear about your idea, talk with colleagues, brainstorm, figure out the best ways to present what it is that you're talking about, because you'll do it in narrative form, and then also through your 1-minute video, which, as you know, isn't very long. So those are the ideas that you need to get across quickly and clearly. A caution that I am surprised that I need to make, but I do: please have someone spell check your application. It's really discouraging as a judge to find typos or repeated words or something unclear in the written work. This is easy to do, as you know, and you could even have somebody else read it for clarity to make sure that you're really saying and communicating what it is that you want to do, so that we, the judges, can really get behind your idea and your thought. It was interesting, I read an article recently about creativity and curiosity, and that it's keeping curiosity alive, and there are lots of ways to do that, for lifelong learning, people live longer who are curious and continue to foster that curiosity. And one good way is through reading and writing. So being able to express yourself that way and reading deeply in a variety of genres, or deeply into the genre you love the most, keeps that curiosity growing, thinking about what's going on in the story or the work that you're involved in, and sharing your thinking about it with other folks. I also want to recommend to you the Big Question Institute, which has a rubric, or a process for brainstorming around projects or any content area that's really solid. When I was working in project-based learning, the hardest thing for teachers at that time was to come up with a driving question. Well, the Right Question Institute has a way to do that. And it's really, really been successful for all ages to get involved in working towards answering a question around a content area that's important to the student, meaning then that the student would probably go deeper into it and spend more time thinking and creating than if we're just saying, this is what you need to study and here are some resources. So those are some ideas about how to create your big idea, make it innovative, make it relevant, make it standards-based, technology-enhanced instruction. It has to do with helping your students become better learners, deeper learners, producers of their own products, their own learning, and how can we help them do that through creating a project that can really grow what you have already, or the next step of where you'd like to go with your students, and technology and standards and relevance and innovation. I really don't have a whole lot more to say. You need to go to the Q website and click on the impact drop-down menu, and you'll get to the LeRoy Finkel page. You can see there examples of the finalists for the last several years, information about what they did. You can go to the OnQ archives and find the write-ups of their projects. There's a lot there, there's a lot available. And of course, questions can be asked, and we will do our best to answer them to give you the best chance that your big idea will not only be a finalist, but will be a winner in the LeRoy Finkel Fellowship competition. Thank you.